Around. Well, good evening, Jeniyah. Thank you for coming on Sports Talk with C. How you doing this evening?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for saying yes and joining. Sometimes you get no and sometimes you get yes. So I appreciate you for giving me a yes for this evening. So tell us who you are and where you're from.
Jeniyah Jones. I'm from Braintree, Mass. It's a little town, probably like 15, 20 from Boston. If anybody knows, obviously everyone knows Boston. Um, and yeah, I mean, I played for Rhode Island College, or just played. I just finished my last season there, as a fifth year. And it's been great so far. So I wouldn't change a thing about it.
That's what's up. So what was the culture like? I know it's like right next to Boston and I know they have a lot of AAU, but for you and your experience, what was the basketball culture growing up?
Basketball was like a heavy thing for me. Surrounded by family. I mean, my older brothers all played it, so that's how I kind of got into it as well. But school wise, I mean, going to Braintree, it was like a big sports thing. Basketball probably dominated all the other sports. Besides hockey was a big thing too. But yeah, Braintree High was it was a very big basketball town. So it was just basketball all around. That's really all I can say about it.
Okay, that's what's up. So you said that your brothers, shout out to older brothers because that's the reason why I love basketball. But
Yeah.
was that the main reason you picked up a basketball, or was there other reasons that you started to
Um,
play?
No, I mean, I kind of got into it from I played soccer first, and then one of my former
Ooh.
teammates from basketball, was on my soccer team, and their mom kind of talked to my mom and said, "Hey, you should try out basketball," and I did, and I just fell in love with it. So
That's what's up.
yeah,
So, what was the big difference for you going from soccer to basketball?
definitely like the controlling the speed thing.
Okay.
I was very pretty fast as a kid. In soccer, you can just the whole field is yours to just go on the other end and score the goal. But yeah, I would say speed and control and like change of pace was the biggest thing for me. Yeah.
And how has you playing soccer and then you going into transitioning into basketball, but even speaking to you say change of pace, how did going from soccer to basketball help you from going from either AAU to high school to college basketball?
So yeah, like once I started playing basketball after soccer, I kind of killed soccer off. Because I
Oh,
like
okay.
basketball. Yeah, I like basketball way more. And I don't know, it was just kind of more natural to me too as well. So yeah, I mean the change of pace, the speed definitely helped a lot because obviously as a guard, you got speed, you
Mhm.
got but the control wasn't always there, so it was kind of sloppy layups. But yeah, I mean, soccer helped out a lot. But once I kept going with basketball, I just made my adjustments and just kept getting better. Grinded it out, and yeah, got me to where I was.
So you said the Braintree High was a big school for basketball. What would you
Yeah.
say was your biggest high school moment in your basketball career?
Um, Definitely scoring 27 points in the championship game my senior year.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
know that. You like to go out with bangs, huh?
That was a big moment. Especially since I was only on my varsity for 2 years, my junior and senior year. So that's exactly it. It was really competitive over there too. So freshman sophomore year I was on JV, and then my junior and senior year I went to varsity. But yeah, championship game. I was feeling myself that day, so
I
won't
know
forget
that's right. So
it.
was that the day that you won the MVP? Or is that the same
um,
year? Or did you win 20 MVP in a different year?
that was no, I don't think I won MVP that year. I won
Okay.
MVP in a tournament.
Yeah.
I played
Was
in
it
that.
in okay in the
Yeah, that
same
was
year though? Okay.
yes, yes.
How did that moment feel being the fact that you were a senior, and you got that MVP? Can you just
Um,
explain the whole feeling?
yeah, it felt surreal is one of those words that people use, but like in the moment you're just very grateful and happy that you can be a part of that and actually produce something and just be like, that person for a minute or two, and just be recognized actually. So it was a really good feeling to be recognized and just be seen. One of my senior captains was hurt that game too for that
Oh
tournament that
wow.
weekend. So it was also just a very big step up moment for me as well. So yeah.
That's what's up. Well, congratulations on,
Thank you.
receiving that. You are very welcome. But just talk about the difference in basketball from you were a kid when you first started playing, you tried out to now. The game has grown so much. What would you say is the biggest that you've seen with your own eyes?
Um, I think for me individually, like my offensive game has grew a lot more. I'm always a defense kid. You can ask
Yes,
anybody.
you are.
Yeah.
I've seen your one. I was gonna get to that.
Yeah, so defense has always been like a like fun thing for me. I don't know, you just I get something out of, yeah, like it's fun for me. So
Blocking somebody's shot,
yeah,
you know?
getting a steal or
Yeah,
something that,
absolutely.
so yeah, I mean, offensively, I wasn't really the best shooting guard or, guard in general. I was always a driver. So I think progressively over the years, I've worked with my game on that. And I've noticed a big difference and, I'm still going to work towards it because I'm not like the best shooter still. But, yeah, offensively, I would say just scoring in general
That's
effectively. So yeah.
Yeah, and plus now the game has changed. Everyone wants to
Yeah.
shoot threes. I wish they would go back to your game, back to the basket. That's my type
Yeah.
of style of basketball that I love to watch. But shooting
Yeah.
is something that is absolutely, mid-range, elbow
Mhm.
shot. Love a nice turnaround jumper. So,
Yeah.
offensively, I get why you want to continue to work on your game. But can you just talk about how important it is to continuously improving yourself in the game of basketball?
Yeah, I mean, it's very important. I mean, outside of that, like life-wise, it kind of translates over. You hear a
Okay.
lot of people saying like, you do better, you feel good, you play better, like all of that. It translates into life as well. So you feel good, you play better, your life is a lot more better. So, I think just overall, like grinding yourself into what you think you can do for the game at least, then like when you get out of that game, like you can reach those goals like somewhere outside of life and whatever you want to achieve outside of that. So I think, knowing that and just applying myself to the game and grinding it out and doing whatever I have to get my game better, I know outside of basketball that like I can do this on the other side. So when I'm feeling lazy those days, I just think like, oh, if I can go to the gym, I can, do 30 minutes of homework or studying and, apply myself that way. So yeah.
And that's well, that's good that you have that mindset, especially, because I say basketball is life. So when you speak of it, transitioning over your skills that you've learned on the court and putting them into your life, your daily life skills, I appreciate you for saying that because again, basketball is life. So for you, everyone always has a easy transition, hard transition from going either from high school to college. Was there any transition for you that was hard, or was it came to you naturally?
Um, I mean, yeah, I think the whole transition for me was kind of hard, mainly because when I came into college, I was injured as well. So I was coming into crutches. I didn't get to play my first year. So like basketball wise, I was down and like in the slums of it, just kind of going through it. And then I had the next year coming back, my first year touching the court, and kind of had to learn, everything. I was there, but it's different being on the court than when you're receiving outside. So I think, yeah, that's definitely the biggest thing is just playing the actual game from high school to college. It's definitely a different pace and like learning a new style of coaching as well
Mhm.
to integrate to your game was definitely the biggest thing for me. But, grinded it out, got there, just kept working.
So when you were injured, I will get talk to how you got through being injured, but I just want to know when you were, did you learn any other skills, from being on the other side of things, like throughout that entire year? Some people learn different ways of coaching or seeing the
Mhm.
game, just sitting on the sidelines when you're injured. So I want to ask you, did you, being injured that year, did you pick up any other skill that you can put on the court when you started to play the next year?
Um, I don't, I think more of just like experience in
Okay.
learning of what my coach would have wanted and kind of how she plays the game as college. So I kind of learned early on that like, like she was more of like feed the big
Ooh, okay.
inside out type of person. So, like me being a driver and learning that the bigs were in the paint, I knew I had to step my game up offensively as well. So around the, shooting, that's where the big shooting came into play. But yeah, no, I wouldn't say like any like skills that developed off the court because I'm very much of like it has to be done, like I have to work on it type of person, not like
A
watching.
mind thing,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I think mainly just gaining experience of just being, in the college realm and, learning that type of thing. But yeah.
Going back to you being injured, how did you find your motivation to come back? Some people, rely on family and friends. Some people, just look at the road ahead. So what was what kept you going to make sure you never gave up on basketball?
Um, all of it pretty much.
Okay.
I'm a big family person, so they were definitely a big support system coming up and moving into college. And then, my coach she's basically family to me, so she helped a lot through that process, taking me to physical therapy and just, pushing me, whatever. And, like the teammates too, as well. Like I grew kind of close with them,
Okay.
and them just being like, hey, you got it, just keep going. And then also just my mindset in general is just just being like, hey, like, others people have had it worse. So, I was going through an
Absolutely.
ACL injury and I was just like, like some people can't play at all. So I just had to take it day by day and just remember that like I would be on the court
Yeah,
again.
well, I'm glad you started playing again. And
Thank you.
also, you spoke about your coach being family. I've interviewed some people that had terrible experiences with coaches, and it
Yeah.
shifted their dreams of playing basketball or their route to get where they wanted to get to.
Yeah.
So how much does it make your basketball game? How much more fun is it playing basketball when you have a coach that is like family?
Yeah. That's unfortunate too. I've heard a lot of stories about, people not having good experiences with their coach and stuff. But I'm very fortunate to have met Coach Cosgrove and, her take me under and everything. But yeah, I mean, it means the world that, you have someone that kind of took you in and guided you and trust you enough to, lead the team and take initiative at times. But yeah, I don't know, I can't say enough. I'm just
You
grateful.
got blessed, girl. That's
Yeah, yeah, I did.
so, you said it's your last season, but
Mhm.
I have to ask, you done became a champion, you cut the rope. How is that like feeling in general? And then how is it being that you are a senior and you did it?
Yeah. Um, Man, I mean, the feeling is like incredible. I mean, a lot of people have noticed. I don't know if you're from Rhode Island, but a lot of
Yes, I
people,
am.
woke up from Rhode Island College and kind of seen a lot that's going on that we've
Hmm.
made history and stuff. So it's just incredible. Because a lot of people just come up to me and they're like, "Oh, like congratulations." So yeah, I mean, just like happy, honestly. Just, when people say that or something, that they recognize Rick or something like that. I'm just happy to be part of that program and just be like, hey, we made history. And like not a lot of people can achieve a four peat.
Or Pete,
So
right?
yeah. So it's incredible is the word I would say to describe that. But yeah.
Well, think of some more words because I read that, defensive player, defensive all team.
Mhm.
And I love the fact that you are a defensive minded player, because it just I feel that's the only way you can win a championship is being
Yeah.
great on the defensive end. So if you could describe your defensive game in one word, what would it be?
Tenacious.
Oh, yeah, okay. Why would you
Yeah.
say tenacious?
I've heard it a lot since I was younger.
Okay.
Everyone has described it as that, and I would agree because if I want the ball, I'm gonna get it.
Oh,
So
I know that's right.
yeah, so just tenacity for the ball really doesn't stop it. Can't stop it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. So, what would you say was your best college moment?
Oh man, that is tough. Um, Probably last season, like going to the Final Four, just that whole like road getting there, playing in the first round, Sweet 16, Elite Eight, and it was a good time, being around the family. I mean, the family,
Family.
the team, and just traveling and yeah, just having a really good time. I will never forget it. Yeah.
How does traveling, going through the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, the Final Four, and then ultimately winning four times, how does that build a bond coming from the first year, then and it shows on in the second year with your teammates?
Um, Yeah, I mean, traveling is hard to do, especially when, it's around the time spring break maybe is happening or not. And we didn't have spring break technically because we were traveling there last year. So just being with each other and made the bonds a little closer, a little
Okay.
deeper, you know what I mean? Some people going through a hard time, maybe not, maybe stress from school and stuff. So it was just a good relief to have other people going through the same experiences and being there to just uplift each other. So I would definitely say the bonds got deepened from this year to last year because we knew kind of what it took
Okay.
to get there and the sacrifices that we all made to get there. And then obviously winning those games on the road and stuff, it just was something that we just wouldn't forget and made us a little hungrier going into the next season as well.
I love that you said hungry because you know how some teams want to like they win it and then like
Yeah, no,
it gets hard to it gets hard to repeat. You got
yeah,
four Pete, so I can only imagine how much more your level of hunger had to be
yeah.
in order to accomplish that four
Yeah.
Pete. Excuse me, but looking ahead, what are your personal goals, even career goals, or do you want to stay in the sports world? Like, what does the next 5 years look like for you?
Yeah, I would want to stay around sports as long as I can. Sometimes my body doesn't agree, but we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, so I'm actually looking to play overseas. Yeah,
Ooh,
within, the next year or so. So I'm just going to be training for the summer and everything like that, and then see how that pans out. But also I want to be an advocate for racial justice. So that's something
beautiful.
I've been wanting to get into. Been looking to get my paralegal certificate so I can,
But I do.
work around lawyers and be around, criminal defense lawyers and stuff like that. So short-term goals, 5 years, you'll probably see me somewhere giving a speech or something.
That's fire. We got to get you
Yeah.
connected with Miss Maya Moore for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
That is dope.
Exactly.
I wish you nothing the best of luck in your future and everything, all your endeavors. And I
Thank
definitely
you.
hope I get to see you giving that speech one day, especially to, our future and the kids and all that. But
Yeah.
before we head out, if you had 24 hours to work out with anyone, get advice from anyone in the basketball world, who would it be and why?
LeBron James, no doubt. LeBron James, no doubt. Yes.
That's my guy. Oh yeah.
That's
Oh
my
yes.
guy.
Oh, we're gonna have to
Yeah.
debate about that one because oh yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, Janiyah, I
Yeah,
feel it.
definitely.
What is one thing you would want to learn from LeBron?
Um, More of like the IQ aspect,
Mm,
I think he has a very, very high IQ playing the game, and that obviously makes him and everybody else around him better. So yeah, I just want to get into
the
to
mind
the
of
mental of it. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I know that's right. Okay, I love that answer. No one ever comes on here and says Brown Brown, so I'm so
Yeah.
excited because that's
No one ever. That's crazy.
no, because I get Kobe, I get Michael
Oh
Jordan.
yeah, yeah.
And
No.
then if it's a shooter, I get Curry. It just
Mhm.
depends on what type. I even got Giannis, so it just depends
Okay.
on what type of player they are. But when
Yeah.
you speak of IQ and want to be great, I'm going with Bron Bron too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, what are your five top basketball movies of all time?
Oh, no specific order, but
Okay.
White Men Can't Jump,
Ooh, the
Coach
old one,
Carter.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
original.
No,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
not the new one.
Not that new stuff.
White Man Can't Jump, Coach Carter, Love and Basketball is obviously in there. Man, he got game.
Okay, okay.
Um, hmm, hmm. I'm blanking on another one.
There's Blue
Basketball.
Chips, there's Sunset Park, there's the Six Man. Did you say Above the Rim?
Oh no, I didn't, but that's a good one too. Yeah,
Above
Above the
so
Rim. Yeah, that's a good one.
okay.
Okay, yep, yep,
All right, there you go. Well,
yeah,
I like all that. And one more before we go out, NCAA tournament's about to begin.
yeah.
Who do you have being crowned the champion this year?
South Carolina for the women's for sure. Yeah.
Hey,
They
I'm
did
with
beat
you
South
all the
Carolina
way
today. Yep, yep.
there.
For the men, man, it's tough. I haven't really been paying attention to the men as much this year,
Me
so
neither. So we're in the
yeah.
same boat. But
Um, but I heard UConn's doing pretty well again, so I guess we give it to UConn again.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I like everything that you said. If you don't have a chance, please check out Sunset Park. It's a great basketball movie. It's
Okay.
when you see it, you'll understand why.
All right.
But I
And
thank
I'll
you.
give you a call and let you know,
Let me know
change my
how
answer.
it was, if it's up there or not, because everyone gets on me crazy saying, why do I
Okay.
have Sunset Park in my top 5? But when you watch it, you'll understand why it's in my top 5. But I just want to thank you for coming on Sports Talk with C and sharing your journey and, talking hoops with me. And the fact that you love Brown makes it even better. So guys, you know how I
I
feel
love
about
Brown.
Brown. So again, I thank you, and I hope all your dreams and your aspirations come true. And again, I definitely get to see you have a speech
Thank you.
one day.
Thank
You're welcome.
you.